everybody. Welcome to another episode of Crimes, Killers, Cults.
And Bill, you have no idea how long I've wanted to say this. Lucha Libre.
Lucha Libre.
Yes.
I'm Bill, and that's Kevin, and this is episode 187, and I'm a poet, and I didn't even know it.
Hell yeah. Well done.
We're covering Juanna Barazza, the Luchadora granny killer.
I'm sorry, what episode number did you say this was?
187.
That's kind of perfect for a murderer, isn't it?
Why?
187 is generally the police call-in number for a homicide.
Oh, okay. Well, it had to be somebody, right?
Thanks, Sublime. That's how I knew that.
Well, I mean 187 because I live on, I used to live in Clarksville, Tennessee, which is where Fort Campbell 101st Airborne is, 187th Infantry Battalion or Brigade or whatever was there. So that's kind of, if somebody says 187, to me that's the first thing that I think of.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I automatically go to that Sublime song about the LA riots.
Before we get started, I just thought it was a little odd, with the all the festivities last night on the 4th of July and everything. And, Sammy Hagar is getting called out because, oh my God, how dare you be part of that and everything. And Sammy Hagar is like, it's not political. It's about the country.
Right.
And I mean, hell, I'm no fan of Donald Trump, but if I had been asked to perform there, I would have.
Well, that's kind of the point, though. With Independence Day, it's not about celebrating the government. It's about celebrating the country. Because what did we do? We got rid of a government that we didn't like.
Right.
And people are like fucking freaking out. It's like, no, that's kind of the point of the whole holiday,
I mean, I saw all sorts of shit that we won't get into today, that's the thing that I'm like, Sammy Hagar is one of the coolest people on the planet. And he doesn't give two shits about politics. He was just, hell, it's the 250th anniversary of the country.
Correct.
I was thinking to myself, it's like, geez, somebody needs to call Night Ranger, because apparently you're not allowed to rock in America anymore.
No. You cannot keep on rocking in the free world. We will not be allowing that. No, I had a very eventful 4th of July. I had one of my neighbors, a bunch of his friends showed up, and they decided they're going to have a big fucking barbecue, which is fine. They're going to shoot off fireworks, which whatever, I don't care. Except for the fact that my neighbor out front was trying to get his dog inside when one of these dumbasses threw a firecracker on the lawn and scared the dog off, and she didn't come back till 10 o'clock this morning.
Oh, shit.
And then I was laying in bed, just kind of puttering on my phone, as I do. And so to paint the picture here, I have blackout blinds in my bedroom because I need it to be like pitch black when I'm trying to sleep. That, and also when the sun comes up, it comes through the trees and it wakes me up super early, and I don't like that.
In Florida, blackout curtains are a necessity because it keeps the electric bill lower.
Right. Which I don't have to worry about that because I don't pay my electric. But I heard what sounded like a fucking artillery strike outside of my bedroom window. Like, what's going on here? And I look over, and there is sparks flying up in the window. I'm like, holy shit. So I go downstairs, and we can come to the bottom of my staircase. There's a window straight ahead where I can see my car. I look out the window, and there is fireworks spinning on the roof of my car and throwing sparks against the building. And I went outside, and there's like 40 people out there, and I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? And nobody said a word to me. So I was like, okay.
So they're just lighting combustible material on top of your car.
I don't think they lit it on my car. I think they lit it close to my car, and it just landed there.
Oh, okay.
Like, and just because like, like that, like brown, like residue, like dust stuff you get with fireworks.
Mm-hmm.
That is all over my black car.
Oh, shit.
So I was like, okay, great. And I'm standing there, I go back inside. My dog's on the couch. He jumps down onto the floor, and another one went off outside of the other window, and it literally scared the piss out of him. I had to mop.
Oh, damn.
Then I went upstairs and I called my neighbor out front who was still trying to find his dog. I'm like, dude, I don't want to do this, but I'm calling the state police. He's like, I don't blame you. Please do. And they never even showed up. So,
oh, damn.
Yeah.
Anyway, just leave Sammy Hagar alone, for fuck's sake. Yeah. Anyway, so Kevin has hosting duties tonight.
Boy, oh boy, do I ever. Okay, so I'm going to apologize for the pronunciations in this because I don't speak Spanish fluently. All of my knowledge of Spanish, for the most part, comes from professional baseball and, conveniently enough, professional wrestling.
By the way, this is, for one thing, the 4 Lethal Ladies has become 5, as you can see on this. And this is part 3 of Juanna Barazza. Who are the remaining 2?
I know one of them.
You'll have to, you know both of them. You'll have to tune in to find out.
No, specifically. Actually, no, that's true. I know specifically about both of them, I should say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's what I meant to say, I guess.
So,
all right.
So anyway, take it away there, Kevin.
I'm just going to wait for you to, there we go. Swap the screen over. So now I can move this because it moved you over to the other side so I can look at you and not me and read my notes still. Okay. Juana Dayanara Barazza Sampiero was born December 27, 1957. Thank you. And oh my goodness, Epazoyacan, Hidalgo, Mexico, which is a rural area of north of Mexico City. Her mother, Justa Sampiero, was 13 years old when Juana was born, so we can already see how good this is going to be, right? Just like the last one that I brought to the party, young mother with a terrible father, but we'll get to the terrible father in just a second. Okay. So her father, his name was, this guy sounds like a boxer, man, Trinidad Barazza. He was a truck driver, right? It's like, with Spanish names, it's either you sound like a boxer or an infielder for like the Anaheim Angels. Yeah. Yeah. So her father's a truck driver who is rarely home. And Justa, who is exhausted by constant arguments, and she's, barely a teenager, eventually left him and took little Juana with her. Just to add to all of this, mom's an alcoholic. Some sources describe her as working as a prostitute occasionally. She entered into a relationship with a married man named Refugio Sampiero, who happened to also, by her... oh, sorry. This guy was also her stepfather.
Oh. Well, there's thousands of interesting little videos about step relationships.
There sure is.
Online.
There sure is.
Educational videos.
Yes. You just have to click a link to make sure that you're of age to watch those educational videos.
Right.
So her stepfather.
Oh, by the way, new banner.
I said that as you stood up and went, oh man, that looks really good. Who the fuck is this pulling into my driveway at 10 after 9? Anyway, so her stepfather becomes her daughter's stepfather, I guess. So he's her primary father figure growing up. And also, just a neat little fun fact, Juana never learned how to read. Her relationship with mom was, by most accounts, filled with just neglect and violence. That seems to be a running theme with the people I bring to your show.
Of course.
At 12 or 13 years old, we have our first, well, maybe not our last, but definitely a Charles Manson tie-in.
Really?
Yeah. Well, it's not a tie-in, more a similarity.
Oh, okay.
Because at the age of 12 or 13, Justa, the mom, traded her daughter to a man named
Oh,
Jose
okay.
Lugo for
Yeah,
3
for some
beers.
beer. Yeah.
And again,
Okay.
Jose Lugo sounds like a shortstop for like the Rays.
Yeah.
You know?
That okay. Yeah, because Charles Manson's mom did the exact same thing. Yeah, I forgot about that. I know a little bit. I know a little bit about this one.
Lugo held Juana captive and raped her repeatedly over the course of about 4 years. She became pregnant.
As one does when they purchase somebody for 3 beers.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. So in that time period, she became pregnant twice at the ages of 13 and 16. Both pregnancies are either miscarriages or one of the sons would survive. It's hard to say because there's really not a lot of records about that. What's consistent across all of these accounts is that this was not a single incident of abuse. This was years of captivity, beginning when she was a child at the hands of a man that she was sold to
For 3 beers.
for 3 beers.
Yeah.
God, I hope they were good. It's probably like fucking Tecate or something. Ugh.
Modelo.
Well, I mean, Modelo's not terrible. Like, it's not my go-to if I'm going to drink Mexican beer, but
Corona.
I'm not big on Corona either.
No, when I drank, I switched to Corona for a little while, but I didn't. That is a very rough beer.
It is.
It like literally beats the shit out of you as it's going out of your throat as it's going down.
It's bad. Like, even with the lime in it, it's not
even
good.
With the lime, that's probably one of the rougher beers that I have taken. It's like, holy, and if Todd were here, he'd be like, wait, you drank Corona for a while?
Like, what the hell is wrong with you, Bill? So again, accounts differ here, but she would eventually either escape or be released by this man. And she made her way towards adulthood as normally as she could.
I'm going with she probably escaped.
Yeah. She would go on to have 4 children total. Her eldest son would later be beaten to death with a baseball bat during a mugging when he was 12 years old. She lost another child to the same kind of violence, and shit. I'm going to skip that part here. Juana moved to Mexico City as an adult and worked a series of low-paying jobs like doing domestic work, street vending, selling popcorn. She had several relationships and 4 children to support. And at some point in the 1980s, she finds her way into the art of lucha libre, which is Mexican professional wrestling for anybody that's not familiar.
Yeah, they wear the funky masks and everything.
Yeah.
Well, just like what we had on the episode picture, which I don't have queued up.
Yep.
Oh,
and
well.
So the thing is like, I'm a huge wrestling fan. I always have been. I probably always will be. A lot of the like lucha libre stuff where they have those masks are passed down from like generations before them, and there's such a story with the masks.
They're sacred to the wrestler. In fact, if you I mean, it's considered to be one of the biggest insults to, if your opponent rips your mask off your face. It's like that's just like something that'll get you blacklisted from the league if you do that, because of how sacred it is. And even when that goes over into the WWE, they even respect that in the WWE as well. Because I don't think that they've ever they've threatened to rip Rey Mysterio's mask off. Like it looked like there was a wrestler was trying to, but Mysterio was always able to kick out of it.
Yeah. Or like somebody will get the mask ripped off and they're immediately face down on the mat, and they try to keep covered up. You ever want to see like super intense matches? Go back and watch some old mask versus mask matches from like AAA or CMLL or whatever, because that is like, this is basically your career on the line if you lose.
Yeah, it's like if you lose your masks, then you lose everything basically. And I would imagine that those aren't scripted. because
No,
nobody's gonna unless a wrestler wants to retire, and then
exactly.
So yeah, I tried to. I was a wrestling fan for growing up and everything in the 80s and 90s, but I got out of it and everything. I tried to get back into it when John Cena turned heel,
Yeah,
but
he was not good at it.
I watched it for I don't know a month and a half maybe, and then I was just like, oh, all right, this I can't.
So like I don't watch a lot of modern wrestling, but I will go back and watch stuff on YouTube from like
Oh
like you
yeah,
said,
I'll
the
do
70s,
that.
80s,
I
90s,
get
2000s.
I get stuff on I get I follow. I don't even follow them. I just get these things that pop up on Facebook. It'll be like classic matches. I saw this one just popped up on Facebook earlier today. It was the Ultimate Warrior taking out Macho Man Randy Savage in about 90 seconds.
Which is such bullshit because Macho Man was so much better in the Ultimate Warrior. Anyway, let's get back to talking about wrestling before we sit here and talk about wrestling.
Yeah. Wait. The 4th of July was last night, people.
Oh yeah, no, I've got people firing them off here too. They'll be doing that until probably like the 10th when they finally run out or blow their hands off.
Probably.
So I had a whole paragraph here of like going through like the legacy of masked wrestling and stuff, but we already covered that, so we don't have to do that again.
Yeah, luckily I know a little bit about it.
Right. So, I mean, you probably watched in the time period in WCW where Rey Mysterio just didn't have a mask on, which was really fucking weird.
I never watched WCW.
Oh, dude, he like at that point in time, he was so like baby faced that like he took the mask off and you're like, oh my God, he looks like a big like 9-year-old.
Hold on, let's see if we can find a picture
It's
of that.
wild. If you punch in Rey Mysterio, WCW, no mask, you'll find him. He's got like bleach blonde hair.
ADD break.
He looks like a big kid.
Yeah, he does.
You want to share that with the class?
I am.
Yeah.
Holy crap, man.
Yeah.
He looks a baby. He looks like he's like 18.
Yeah. And he was probably like
he was probably in his 30s then.
Nah, probably like 25, 26, I'd say. Because he's like 58 or something now. And he still fucking wrestles, which is crazy.
Yeah, because this says it was this article was from 2 years ago, and it says 25 years ago. So,
yeah,
so yeah, he would have still been in his 20s. But holy crap, he looks
dude, crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, hashtag. But I digress. Holy crap.
Yeah, it's nuts, right?
Yeah. Now you're on the other side.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll just swap my thing here because I had to move it so I could see him anyway. So she picked out her Lucha Libre name and she wrestled under La Dama del Silencio, which is the Lady of Silence. She wore a pink lycra suit and she no, for fuck's sake.
If she if was her shtick where she just didn't say anything ever?
I don't think she did. I think she was like
so if she
silent.
Like, legit got hurt, does she pull like an Al Pacino at the end of Godfather 3?
That'd be funny as shit though. So she wrestled as what's referred to as a ruda, which would essentially be like the Mexican version of a heel. So you're like a bad guy wrestler. They're breaking the rules. They fight dirty. The crowd is supposed to not like them. And man, people back in the day, back in the 70s and 80s, they took this shit seriously. I mean, like if you've ever heard of Jim Cornette, the guy that came out with the tennis racket.
Oh yeah,
there was a reason for that because he had people jump the railings and try to stab him because they hated his guts. So
there was this Netflix series called Heels.
Mm-hmm.
It's got Stephen Amell in it, and it's got the guy that played Bjorn Ironside in Vikings in it. And holy crap, that's the same guy that played what's his name in Hunger Games, the little dweeb.
Oh yeah,
he must have grown a
He's
foot and a
fucking
half
huge,
since
dude.
that was, because he was tiny in the Hunger Games. But PETA, that's his name. But he was tiny in Hunger Games, but in Vikings and in Heels, big dude. He's probably taller than I am.
He's like 6'5", I think.
Yeah, I'm 6'3".
They're just like, we need a Viking, and this guy walks by, and they're like, holy fuck, dude, there he goes.
But in that series, you know, Stephen Amell, he's the main character, and it's like his wrestling company, and even out in public, you know, out in public and everything, kids would like see him and run away screaming and stuff like that. It was a great show, but it ended on a serious cliffhanger, and they canceled it, which pissed me off. I mean, it was really good. You don't even have to like wrestling to enjoy that.
The stories I always liked were like back in the 80s, you'd have like a promotion come through town, and all the guys are out getting beers, and there's always some drunk idiot that's like, oh, wrestling's fake, and they want to fight these guys. Then they just get the piss kicked out of them. There was a guy named Ming that used to wrestle that he had a guy, I mean, he's a giant like Samoan, and this guy came up and started like shoving him and shit, and he's like, you need to stop. And you know, the whiskey muscle won out, and the guy swung on him, and he pulled one of his fucking eyes out of his head and bit his nose off.
No, I met
because wrestling's fake though.
I met Razor Ramon.
Oh, dude, I bet that was awesome.
I was in a bar in Orlando, and
Scott Hall was in a bar. No way.
Yeah, he was there. He was there and everything, and I just happened to. I didn't even realize it was him until I walked up to the bar to get a drink, and I just happened to, you know, I'm sitting there waiting and everything. I have to look over. Hey, I know you. He's like, hey, how's it going? You know, I mean, I wasn't trying to take up his time or anything, but you know, he was cool. He wasn't the bad guy with me.
Are you trying to tell me you literally said hello to the bad guy?
Yes.
That's fantastic. God damn. The only pro wrestler I've ever met and actually talked to was Tommy Dreamer, and we talked for like 45 minutes at an independent show. I was helping one of my friends.
I've met several.
That was pretty cool, because he's like, we just didn't even talk about wrestling. He's just like, hey man, what's going on? He's like, you're the only person here that hasn't harassed me for pictures and an autograph. I'm like, because you're busy.
There was this guy who was part of WCW that I met. He was the bouncer at this bar in Hilton Head that I was kind of a regular at, and yeah, I talked to him quite a bit. I was actually, you know, I guess you could say I was, you know, like good acquaintances with him or whatever, because whenever I'd come into the bar, we'd shoot the shit. I can't remember his name though. I think he was one of the two in a tag team called the American Males.
Oh, that would either be, oh my God, I hate myself. Either Scotty Riggs or
Riggs. It was
Buff
Scotty.
Bagwell.
No, it was Scotty Riggs.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's a big guy too. He's like,
he's short though.
6'2", something like that.
He's short.
Is he really shorter than that?
Yeah, he's probably like 5'10".
Oh, no shit. Well, he's probably billed at 6'2", though.
Probably.
That's how that shit works.
Yeah, I've met quite a few wrestlers over the years. I mean, I live in close proximity to where it all originated in Cocoa Beach.
Yeah. I mean, you're in like,
yeah, I've met Rick Martel.
Florida Championship Wrestling territory. Like back in the day, they had a ton of fucking guys down there that came up.
I've met Rick Martel. I've met Badass Billy Gunn.
Have you seen pictures of him now at 62 years old?
Mm-mm.
Dude is fucking shredded. He's like 61 or 62 years old. Just ripped to the fucking gills. He is huge.
I have been in close proximity to Chris Jericho at 3 different events. I saw Judas Priest in concert in Portland, Oregon, and he was in the row right behind me. I went to Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden. I went to his he did a speaking tour, and I went and saw that. He was literally right behind me again. And then at that point, damn,
dude, he's 62 fucking years old. But he's just ripped as fuck.
Yeah.
All natural, I'm sure, but you know, whatever.
And I wish I had said something to him then, because I had written my song. I had already written my song "Dark Passenger," which is also the theme song for this podcast, and
Hit that money button.
it's about Dexter and all that stuff. And but I didn't know this at the time, but he also has a song called Dark Passenger about Dexter.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, and if I had known that, I found out maybe a month or two later. I was just like, damn, I wish I'd known that then, because I totally would have said something to him. Like, you know that joke about hitchhiker and what are the odds of two serial killers being in the same car?
Yeah.
Well, what are the odds of two metal musicians being at a Bruce Dickinson speaking engagement at the same time, both having written songs called Dark Passenger about Dexter?
Okay, so I would say all of that is pretty normal until the last sentence.
Yeah. I had a picture. My ex kind of snuck a picture of him, but I don't have that picture anymore because I am no longer friends with her on Facebook.
Oh no!
So
I mean, he seems like a genuinely pretty decent dude.
Oh, he is. He whenever he goes to these events, he sits out with the people like a normal person. He'll hang out with, he'll take pictures with you, shake your hand, talk to you for a minute. I mean, he's really cool. And the third place I saw him, I was at a Striper concert. It was the same one that I caught COVID at. And I heard Michael Striper said, he said, "Oh, look, that's Chris Jericho sitting up there." so that's 3 events that I've been at that Chris Jericho was also there, 2 of which I was like within punching distance of him.
Probably not a great idea though.
I meant
arm's reach.
Yeah, it was just he's a wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
So
his dad was a NHL player too.
I believe it.
And he was, so I'm sorry to keep getting off the rails here. Do you remember like back in the 90s, they had that guy in WWF, the Goon, the hockey player?
Yeah.
They originally wanted Chris Jericho for that. And he said, no, fuck you. And went to WCW.
Don't blame him there.
Absolutely not. I'm not going to wear wrestling boots that look like skates. It's fucking stupid. So anyway, oh my God. There's so many bad fucking wrestling gimmicks. Oh, they're so bad. Like the only one of them that had like that was like, oh, your gimmick is your career. The only one of them that made it out of that alive, basically, and made anything of it was the Undertaker.
Yeah,
and your job is zombie cowboy,
biker.
Biker. Yeah, you throw the biker in there too because that happened.
Yeah.
So
anyway, hashtag. But we digress a lot.
For
Holy
45 minutes. But I mean, we're still technically on topic.
This is true.
About rest. So
this is true.
It's not like we started talking about car parts or something.
Well, I replaced a carburetor one time, and anyway,
I went into an advanced auto, and I ran into Shane McMahon. He jumped off of the fucking roof too.
And then when I was pulling out, I got pulled over by the cops, and it was Big Boss Man.
Big Boss Man, who by all accounts was genuinely like one of the best dudes ever, because he was just a nice guy. Like,
he's one hell of a heel, though.
Yeah, like was good to his family. Didn't have like extra kids all over the place that he didn't know about. Wasn't a crackhead. Just a genuinely good dude. It's like, those are nice stories once in a while, especially from that era where dudes are just doing fucking Tupperware containers of cocaine on the road constantly. True. So she built a pretty genuine following and started earning anywhere between 300 and 500 pesos per match, which I don't know what that converts to in American, but I'm sure it's probably not a lot.
Right.
When she was later asked why she'd chosen the name Lady of Silence, she told police it was because she kept quiet and kept to herself. So yes, the police will be involved at some point. They send in the Samoan SWAT team to take her out. Oh, we can do this all night, Bill. We can make fucking references.
Oh, I will.
So this is a woman who spends her weekends being booed as a heel wrestler, and her weekdays as a quiet, fairly unknown person around her neighborhood, because the mask goes on and she's a completely different person than the woman that's walking down the street and selling you popcorn, Yeah. And everybody that described her or her children were just like, oh, they were always friendly with us. We'd never had any issues with them. And this is when the real heel turn actually starts. In 1995, after the birth of her fourth child, Juana's financial situation became pretty bad, like bad enough that she started shoplifting from stores.
Uh-oh.
And this would escalate to burglarizing homes. And in 1996, she partnered with a friend named Araceli Tapia Martinez.
And they formed a tag team, and their tagline was lying, cheating, stealing.
Oh man, I fucking love Eddie Guerrero. He is literally top 5 for me of all time. I love Eddie Guerrero. So they come up with this little scheme, like the two of them would dress as nurses, get access to homes of elderly people that are living alone, obviously under the auspice of like coming in to take care of them, and then rob them once they were inside. This is the exact method that would eventually define her spree that she's about to go on. And this is like a full 6 years before her first confirmed murder that she's already starting to do this stuff. So the structure is built, the superstructure of the cell has been built for this, for her to jump off of directly into the deep end.
Right.
I feel like we're both doing the same thing there for a second.
Yeah, I'm looking for something.
So this whole partnership with Tapia fell apart in a way that's almost its own like kind of subplot to the story. Tapia was also involved with a corrupt federal police officer named, again, this is like a boxer name, Moises Flores Dominguez. And the two of them turned around and tried to extort Juana and threatened to turn her in unless she paid them 12,000 pesos, which is like 3 nights of work, like 3 nights wrestling. Even though so Juana's been like burglarizing these homes essentially by herself at this point, and she's also now being blackmailed by her former business partner and her boyfriend.
How nice.
So it's the classic of like, you have a tag team that's really good, then they go on a losing streak, and then they have to fight each other because they hate each other's guts because it's both of their faults that this is happening. Except I'm pretty sure that this Tapia woman is about to get super kicked through the fucking barbershop window like Marty Jannetty. So, so she retires from wrestling. Thank you. She retired from the ring in 2000. The pay was never really like all that good, and it didn't really help that her situation in life is deteriorating. And by the early 2000s, she's running out of options completely. Maria de la Luz Gonzalez Anaya is 64 years old, living all by herself in Coyoacan, Mexico City. Juana entered her home. The exact pretense of how she got in there isn't really documented, but most likely with this whole nurse thing, because that would fit the pattern that's going to go on for the next 4 years, posing as some kind of a social worker or a nurse or someone like offering assistance with welfare or pension paperwork, stuff like that. Once inside, Gonzalez made what Juana would later describe as derogatory comments to her. Juana, by her account, became completely enraged by this.
Oh, so this is what's her name? The second woman that we covered.
Oh, crap.
Yeah.
Not the soap lady.
No.
Damn. Oh, the one we covered last time, that dyed her hair and that one.
But her thing was, oh well, she got an attitude with me.
Yeah. I don't like you said that, so now I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Take all your stuff because I'm a piece of shit. So she became enraged, and then she beat Gonzalez and then strangled her with her bare hands to death. That detail is going to matter a lot moving forward to keep understanding what's happening here, because it tells you that this wasn't originally like a murder for profit kind of scheme, that this was allegedly triggered by an insult. It's kind of weird because I think a lot of that is her trying to make up excuses for what she's doing.
No.
You know, and of course, the one person that we could ask if you called this woman a bitch or something is dead. So,
unfortunately,
yeah. I mean, at this point in time, she'd be dead anyway because she was like what 68. I said
yeah.
64 in 2002. I'm pretty sure she'd be gone now anyway.
Unfortunately,
So brutal murders of elderly women in Mexico City had actually already begun like increasing as early as like 1998. And the press was starting to speculate that there's a serial killer that they've named El Matavijadas. Because so that's like whatever the nickname is, but that's the masculinized version of it because Spanish is a gendered language. So you have masculine and feminine for everything.
yeah.
But these murders are so brutal that they're like, oh, this is a guy doing this. It has to be a man. It's possible that Juana wasn't like the original killer of all of these old women, because there was a bunch of them before this. This is her first documented one, so it's possible that there was more that she was doing before this, or it could have been like somebody completely different. What we do know is that that Jesus, I can't talk. What we do know is that after November 2002, the killings accelerated and Juana became eventually the most like prolific figure behind all of these killings. So how she would do this is she would identify elderly women, typically between like 60 and 90 years old, usually living alone. And she would approach Jesus. And she would approach them as, like I said before, some kind of a government official. Carrying forms, fake IDs, a clipboard, because if you ever need to have people just leave you alone, you carry a clipboard because you look busy.
Yeah.
And, offering help with all this paperwork and stuff. She would often also just be walking by and see some old lady like trying to bring groceries in and be like, oh, let me help you with that. Gets access to the house. She always presented herself as being very trustworthy. And playing off of the demographic of people that are the easiest to take advantage of in a situation like that. And as a woman, they didn't see her as a threat because she's a woman. She's not going to hurt me. Only
Right.
men hurt women, right? Haha, not the case, as we're proving over the last few weeks. Once inside, she'd gain the victim's trust, sometimes spending like decent amounts of time with them. And then sometimes it was just as soon as the door closed, she went fucking bananas and started swinging. She would beat and strangle them. That's her thing. Her specific form of strangulation was she was a big fan of the stethoscope that she carried with her. Because obviously, if you're going to be a fake medical professional, you have to look like a fake medical professional by having a stethoscope on you all the time.
All the time, yeah.
And like it's actually like an effective tool for it because stethoscopes are pretty rugged. I mean, it's a pretty well put together piece of equipment that is not going to break from something like that.
Right.
After the killings, she would rob the home, either taking cash, jewelry. She was very particular to take silver because that was something she really liked. And there's like a long cultural and economic situation in Mexico with silver. It goes back to like obviously having value because it's a precious metal, but there's also like religious connotations with it too, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's also super easy to sell because everybody's got silver. You can just run it down to the pawn shop and fire it off for a couple bucks. The chief prosecutor in Mexico City, Bernardo Batiz, I believe is the last name, built a profile of this unknown killer, while still believing that the killer was male. And he said, quote, a brilliant mind, quiet, clever, and careful. The killer was compared in press coverage to Ted Bundy.
Hmm.
She was probably a little bit like more jacked than Ted Bundy, I would imagine, though. So investigators,
Jack the Ripper?
What's that?
Jack the Ripper?
He always struck me as like a long, lanky kind of guy, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I would compare her to Ted Bundy unless her body count is what they what they think it
Definitely
is.
not.
I
No.
know, but
The only thing I can think of is if it's like the whole like being super charming thing. Maybe that's where they're getting the comparison.
yeah, maybe.
But there's a lot of them that are like that. I mean, Ed Gein was charming in his own goofy ass way,
Yeah.
you know, charming the same way that like the local guy down the road that got kicked in the head by a horse is charming. You're like, nah,
Yeah.
he's harmless. He's just a silly goose. Don't worry about him. So the investigators believe they're dealing with someone tall, physically rough-featured, calculated, patient, and in an odd detail that this kind of like distracted investigators for a while. At least 3 separate victims happen to own a print of the same 18th century French painting, Jean-Baptiste Guérou's Boy in a Red Waistcoat, which, quick ADD break, I want to see if we can find that. Bam. So this is the painting that 3 of the victims had prints of in their house, which is also an old WWF pay-per-view in your house, but we don't need to worry about that.
So she just really hated people with that painting.
Yeah, she saw it and was just like immediately enraged.
Triggered!
I hate this painting.
I hate this painting. You will die.
I was just going to come in and check your blood pressure, but now I have to actually check your blood pressure.
I got nothing.
So investigators spent like a pretty substantial amount of time trying to figure out if there was any kind of meaningful connection between the victims rather than just like the coincidence of this painting being there. And it was, most likely just a coincidence that they all had the same particular picture. Unless she's planting them. Here's my calling card. It's a fucking print of a painting from like 18 something. So this part of the story is one that I find to be like almost as disturbing as the murders themselves, because it's not like about the violence. It's more about the entire system failing a vulnerable population of people for a long time. And this is kind of something that's near and dear to my heart because I work with old people all day, every day. And the amount of them that get scammed into buying like thousands of dollars of Home Depot gift cards is insane. Before Barazza, Mexican officials had no formal, they didn't acknowledge the existence of serial killers operating in the country.
Right.
Elderly women start turning up dead in their homes, like all across Mexico City in 2002, and then forward. And then the police response for years is just to deny that there's a pattern at all. These are all just completely random, unassociated killings of elderly people that are all just dying the same way too, which is really weird, but that's not a pattern. Anyway, officials dismissed the public concern in media coverage as they called it, they referred to it as media sensationalism. And they would do that up until the summer of 2005, about 3 years after the first confirmed murder. The case finally gets some actual attention after September 28th, 2005, when 82-year-old Carmen Camila Gonzalez Miguel was killed. 3 names. You don't need a 4th. Just settle for 3. And then we can just use 2. Because nobody needs, I don't know. Gonzalez Miguel happened to be the mother of a pretty prominent Mexican criminologist named Luis Rafael Moreno Gonzalez. You had to have a victim with the right personal connections for the police to actually take anything seriously. with any of this. We also have to think, like, 2005, Mexico City. There's like some, cartel stuff going on there at that point too. So they've got just meat lockers full of bodies they've got to process. The department launched, I'm not even going to try that in Spanish. They just called it Operation Parks and Gardens. And they increased patrols. They started handing out pamphlets warning elderly residents to, be careful around strangers, like you would with a 5-year-old, because it's essentially a giant 5-year-old, and they were, this part's fucking wild. They actually paid a handful of elderly women to act as bait in public parks to try to draw the killer out.
All right, Grandma. Why don't you sit on the nice? Yeah, but the thing is they didn't. These people weren't killed out in public. So
no, exactly.
What sense does that make? I mean, that would be like, I don't know, trying to take down BTK at a shopping mall.
Yeah. Go hang out in this Circuit City and see if he shows up to buy floppy disks.
Yeah.
So then the investigation goes somewhere questionable. Multiple eyewitnesses at various crime scenes had described a large, physically imposing, masculine-presenting female fleeing the area. China.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Rest in peace. She had a fucking rough life, man. Like,
yeah, she did.
Ugh, Jesus. Investigators operating from an assumption that a violent crime, especially a crime requiring this kind of physical strength to overpower and strangle somebody, was most likely male, concluded that the witness had actually seen a man in a dressed as a woman.
Well, because she looked like China.
Yeah. So they publicly announced that they are, quote, looking for a homosexual man, a transvestite, or a transgender person as a person of interest. Just start shaking down trannies everywhere they go. Let me see your hands. Yeah, those are strangling hands. We're going to talk to you.
Yeah.
Look at the size of this. Look at the size of this woman's knuckles. She's got to be guilty.
You know he's gonna say he won't sugarcoat it. You might even say he's a loon. That's history, Goon.
Yeah, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got here. In October 2005, police arrested 49 transgender sex workers in Mexico City. These people are all rounded up and detained, fingerprinted.
Wait, when was this?
2005. Like, this is some shit that would happen in New York City in like 1979, but it's 2005 in Mexico.
49?
Yeah, 49 transgender sex workers.
They got 49. Yeah. That's an awful lot, but you also got to figure they didn't get all of them, so there's probably a lot more out there.
And the problem is, she's not transgender. She's just a woman. Just a real, like, thick bitch.
I know. I'm just, my point is just, like, I didn't realize that transgender sex workers were that much in demand back then. It's like, if there's that many transgender, I'm not even making fun of anybody or anything like that. I'm a serious question. If there was that many transgender sex workers in that one city, then how many non-transgender sex workers were there? I mean,
oh my God, I couldn't even imagine.
That's like,
I mean, it's Mexico City. So Mexico City is like,
well, I know Mexico City is huge, but still, that's got to be like one prostitute for every person, for every citizen or something.
So
that's an awful lot.
My little sidebar here, like, currently the estimated population of Mexico City is 25.5 million people.
Jeez.
So, I mean, 49 transgender sex workers is nothing in that population.
You're right.
You know? And so, I mean, there's got to be, Jesus, there's probably, you know, a million prostitutes there at that point, like not just over exaggerating, but potentially a real actual number like that. So so all of them are fingerprinted. Nothing comes back as matches. So rather than like reconsidering the whole theory that they've gotten wrong, they concluded that the killer simply hadn't been caught yet within the community and continued targeting transgender people in the search.
Oh,
They even reached out to French police for like collaboration and cooperation, operating under a comparison to Thierry Paulin, who was a gay serial killer known as the Monster of Montmartre, who targeted elderly women in Paris in the 1980s. So, because there was a gay dude killing old ladies in Paris, they're just like, it's probably one of them, you know?
They've got one
Great
in Paris.
police work.
So yeah, we've got one here because there's one in Paris.
Exactly, yeah. And honestly, like Mexico and Paris haven't cooperated like that since I don't know, when did Cinco de Mayo become a thing?
Yeah.
A while ago. So the actual killer is a born woman, was a retired professional wrestler, raising kids, and they're out here just hunting transgender prostitutes down.
It's like when Joseph Paul Franklin, he had to get the hell out of the east coast of America, so he goes to Utah, and he goes Salt Lake City specifically, and he's looking for black pimps.
It's a good spot for him. Yep.
Where's all the black pimps?
Never been to Salt Lake City, but
there aren't very many black pimps.
Pretty white out that way, you know,
especially back then.
Yeah. I mean, like you go to Utah now and you're like, oh, there's a black guy here. He plays for the Jazz. Never mind.
Yeah.
He's not from here anyway, so you can't count. Here we go with the names. Here we go with the names again. Oh. Ana Maria de los Reyes Alfaro, 82 years old, living in Venustiano Carranza, which is just like one of the suburbs of Mexico City. And Bill, we have a date.
Oh, we do?
We have a date with fucking destiny. Yeah. That's a fucking banger. I love that song.
Yeah, it is.
So, on the morning of January 25th, 2006, a tenant living in her home returned and saw a woman leaving the premises. Moments later, he found the landlady on her floor, strangled with a stethoscope. He ran after the woman. 2 police officers in the area heard the commotion and joined the pursuit, and other neighbors joined in the pursuit as well. So this is so now we've got
Richard Ramirez.
Yeah. Except she doesn't get hit in the face with a goddamn stop sign. She does get caught though, and we've already met her. Her name's Juanna Barazza. She's 48 years old. When they searched her, she was carrying a stethoscope, she was carrying a stethoscope, blank pension forms, and a card identifying her as a social worker. She also reportedly had a list of names and addresses of other elderly women in her possession. When investigators compared her to a composite sketch they developed of the suspect that has like close cropped hair, dyed blonde, and a facial mole, perfect match.
Did she have China's phone number?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay.
I hope not.
Just checking.
Like, again, I feel bad for her because she just had such a bad life, like right from the beginning, right from the jump. And then she just, everything went to shit. And then she started doing, those things before she died, which is unpleasant. But
yeah,
The arrest of Mexico's most wanted serial killer after years of searching and after the wrongful detention of, like, at this point in time, at least 50 transgender sex workers and a bunch of, like,
they let them go. They let them
go. They let them all go.
Good.
And there's like a bunch of like political infighting that slowed everything down for years. It all came down to a tenant that just so happened to be in the wrong place at the right time. How she got caught. She was Mexico's first publicly acknowledged female serial killer. And like
so
the national,
they're admitting that they have them now.
Yep. We these damn serial killers coming in across the border, from America. They're importing. They're not sending their best and brightest. Politics.
Didn't they blame the United States for serial killers in this story?
I don't remember.
I don't either. It seems
I wouldn't be
like
surprised,
they might have.
but
I mean, the French are blaming us for their heat wave right now.
Yeah, because we have air conditioners running.
Man, if the people, an American window unit air conditioning manufacturer needs to really jump on this, because
dude, it's fucking crazy. Because like the air conditioner that I have in my bedroom keeps my entire apartment cool.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like $120. You're trying to fucking tell me that England can't do that.
Yeah, I mean,
they've got air conditioning in stores.
Yeah, it's like just an American manufacturer of window unit air conditioners really needs to offer them at discounts, offer them free shipping, jack the price up a little bit, but still
build a factory there, like. No,
fuck that.
Tariffs, motherfucker. Can you speak them?
We're
holding you hostage with your own weather.
An American company could just bust their ass all through the summer and everything, then retire.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, if everybody in France, it's like, you say us in Florida, we just go over there and be like, oh, so little cool today.
I saw there's been a bunch of like heat deaths in England too.
Last night
97 degrees.
Yeah, last night for fireworks and everything, I checked the temperature when it came back in. It was like 86 degrees at like 11 o'clock at night.
Oh God, that's sticky to sleep in.
Not when you have air conditioning.
No, exactly. Fuck, dude. I mean, I'm uncomfortable if it's 75 at night, but 86. Well,
yeah, I keep mine at 72.
They're like, it's too hot. I'm like, what do you mean it's too hot? And you do the conversion, and you're like, it's like 85. I spent 2 days last week in temperatures over 100 degrees outside pressure washing fucking sidewalks. I'm not dead.
Yeah.
We're built different. That's why you guys lost the Revolutionary War.
No, this is France.
We had a really cool gay German that helped us with it.
This was France.
I'll talk about him.
This was France, though.
Yeah. Well, no wonder they've lost everything. Never seen a country lose their own civil war. There you go. It's France.
He's gonna say it. He won't sugarcoat it. You might even say he's a loon. That's history, Goon.
Fuck the French. I'm allowed to say that because I am, except I'm hockey French, not, surrender French.
Oh, you fucking got me. You were waiting for that too.
I was. I had that shit preloaded. Any chance I get to shit on France, I'm going to.
I love the French people, and I would love to I mean, if you guys want window unit air conditioners, just shoot me an email at ckcbpodcast@gmail.com, and we'll see what we can work out for you. I'll help you.
Shipping and handling not included.
Right.
You got to get your boat license and just start smuggling air conditioners to France.
There we go.
Europe.
The black market air conditioner trade.
There's got to be one. I mean, and actually, with all of the Europeans coming over here and being completely fucking excellent, realizing that America doesn't suck, just our government does, and the people are awesome, dude. We could make so much money selling ranch dressing to Europeans. It's like when they used to run cigarettes out of Canada, like back in the 80s.
Oh,
because
yeah.
that was super illegal. We'll just start like smuggling ranch dressing over, over to like Ireland and shit. They've got their own problems. They probably don't need ranch dressing on top of it.
No.
Okay, so I forgot where we were here.
It sounds like we're wrapping it up.
Yeah, we're getting pretty close here. So the national reaction to this whole thing was total disbelief. Nobody, like, not the police, not the public, not the press, nobody had like even entertained the idea that this murderer was a woman, despite like eyewitnesses and descriptions and everything constantly pointing it back to a fairly masculine looking woman. Fingerprint evidence eventually linked Juana to at least 10 of the roughly 40 murders.
Really?
That were all attributed to this like serial killer pattern in the area.
Because I had listened to a podcast, another podcast about this, and they were convinced that she's probably was only done the one.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we talked about at least 3, so
yeah,
But yeah, they linked her to at least 10 of these.
Okay.
She confessed to killing Alfaro, and then 3 other women. So she confessed to 4, but they think her probably closer to 10.
Okay.
But they also thought that it was a transgender prostitute doing it too. So
well, this particular podcast is known for their accuracy and their deep dives, and they have the like the GOAT when it comes to a narrator. And although they did early on in their existence get BTK really wrong.
I know who you're talking about.
So maybe they got this one wrong too.
Yeah, possible. So she completely denied involvement with the rest of these, despite the pattern and police suspicion and all of that. She stated the motive for killing Alfaro was almost identical to her stated motive for the very first one back in 2002, where it was an argument. In this case, it was reportedly over payment for maid services that just kind of sent her off the edge. She told investigators across multiple interviews that her elderly victims reminded her of her own mother, both in age and in the kind of like dismissive, treatment that she would get from them. She believed in some like genuinely disturbing logic that she was helping society by killing these old women.
Mercy killer.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not for their good, it's for everybody else's good. Because these old ladies are out here running the streets and, slinging dope and stuff on the corner. She went to trial in September 2008 with prosecutors alleging responsibility for as many as 40 murders. On March 31st, 2008, she was found guilty on 16 charges of murder and aggravated burglary, including 11 separate counts of murder. She was sentenced to, this is going to blow your mind. This is how you know this didn't take place in Europe. They sentenced this woman to 759 years in prison, which is the longest sentence ever handed down for murder in Mexico City's history.
I would say anybody's history.
That's a long fucking time.
I can't think of anybody that's got sentenced anywhere near that long.
No, I mean, there was a guy they sentenced to like 1,000 years recently. I don't remember who it was. But obviously that's not going to happen. But because Mexican law caps...
hold on. It can. I'm going to throw you a curveball here. If they got a Sarlacc, because if you get thrown down into a sarlacc pit, it does something that keeps you alive for 1,000 years.
That's true.
So they would have to get a sarlacc.
Or we could just do like the North Korean method, where if you're sentenced to 100 years in prison and you die after like 10, they just grab one of your kids to continue your sentence. And then
do they really? Holy crap.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. North Korea's fucked. Like they do some really, really terrible shit. Like, Kim Jong-un, Kim Jong-il, the guy that's in there now. Kim Jong-un, I'm sorry. He fed one of his uncles to wild dogs.
Team America killed. No, actually, they didn't kill him. He turned into a cockroach and blasted away on a little spaceship.
That's right.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Damn it, Hans Bricks.
I'm so ornery.
So ornery. That's such a good movie. Oh my God.
Oh, it's one of the funniest movies of all time.
Matt Damon. So because Mexican law caps the maximum time an individual can actually serve in prison at 60 years, regardless of the crime, her sentence was handed down, and she will most likely serve the full legal maximum.
700 years.
Yeah. No, even better. She becomes eligible for parole in 2058, which means she'll be 100 years old when that happens.
Could happen.
Yeah. No, I mean, I couldn't imagine Mexican prison food is going to be good for your digestive system. I mean, oh boy.
Well,
maybe not. After her conviction, officials officially closed the investigation into this whole series of killings, despite the fact that they have at least 30 unsolved murders. You're just like, we got one. It's fine. And they closed. What's that?
They pin them all on her.
I think that's what they're trying to do. Like they tried to pin them all on her and then just, sentence her for the actual ones that they can prove.
It's like reverse Henry Lee Lucas.
Yeah, exactly. I ain't telling you shit. Oh, you're getting 40 then. So the case was closed because the public kind of needed it closed, not necessarily because all the questions are answered, obviously. In a detail that's exactly as bad as the original investigation, two other people, Araceli Vasquez and Mario Tabales, had also been arrested in early 2005 at various points and identified by police and like the media as the people that were carrying out these murders before they were cleared for them. And they didn't face, like, the police didn't face any kind of backlash for holding these two people that didn't do it for as long as they did, and then holding the 50 plus transgender sex workers that didn't do it for as long as they did. Because they just like kind of chucked these people in prison and just left them there until they solved the case. They just sat there. Okay, so we're coming up on the end of it here. We've got a little bit left, and this is very interesting. Juanna Barazza is currently incarcerated at Santa Martha Aquitilla prison in Mexico City. From Monday to Wednesday, she makes tacos, which she sells to other inmates in the prison courtyard. In 2000,
how does she they let her sell how does she get the taco shells and the lettuce and the other stuff?
I'm assuming that she's like in the kitchen, but she like runs like a taco truck in the courtyard or some shit.
But they let her sell it?
Yeah, apparently.
That's weird.
I mean, I wonder if they're good though.
Probably.
Because like street tacos are good. I can't imagine prison tacos are much better.
I was in Florida City a few years ago, and there was a Cuban taco truck.
Oh fuck.
It was so good. Oh my God, it was so good.
Cuban food is incredibly underrated too.
No, definitely.
Like they do like black magic on pork and make it fucking incredible.
I'm allergic to pork, but
that's too bad because like Cuban sandwiches are insane.
I had a mahi dinner there. They like
Ooh.
cook it in at a Cuban restaurant one time, and they like cooked it in like some sort of sauce. It was just like olive oil with like garlic and lime juice.
Like a
That was
ceviche kind of thing.
So good, so good.
Because they also do stuff with like fish where they'll take like a chunk of fish or whatever and they soak it in like lemon and lime juice, and the acidity actually cooks it. Oh, damn, that's good. All right, so in 2015 she got married. Her husband is a man named Miguel Angel, who's a
somebody went on Prison Tender.
Kinda.
He swiped right on Prison Tender.
See, he's a 74-year-old inmate housed in the men's unit. No.
Just we know that it happened. We know that it happened. Let's save that for a possible Prison Tender 3.
Okay. You're gonna have to remind me so I can come back and find this. Okay, so
it's been a while since we've done a Prison Tender episode.
Oh man, this one's got a follow-up and everything. That's gonna be good.
Oh, never mind. Just go ahead. I mean, this is a very short episode anyway, so just go ahead and give it to us.
He reportedly won her over through a series of letters over the course of about a year.
Prison Tender.
Yeah, it's what do they call them? Flyers, where you like have a note on a piece of string and you just like chuck it down the hall to another cell and they have to grab it and they can like write shit on it. You pull it back. That's Prison Tender. Either that or it's no, not going to make that joke. Never mind. Prison Tender's the shower. So the two were married the two got married in a collective ceremony alongside 48 other prison couples through a Mexican government program.
That's what the Prison Tender episode is going to be. It's going to be every single one of them.
Oh my God.
Nah.
So many unpronounceable names. So this program is called Bonds and Confinement, which is kind of fun.
It's called Prison Tender.
Yeah. Bonds and Confinement. It's called marriage. I timed it. Fuck, I timed it perfectly. Oh man. So wait, they're in prison? Yeah, they were married. Yeah, same thing. Anyway, so this allows incarcerated people to maintain like a form of relationship and get married alongside serving their sentences. And of course, the wedding had music, like live music, food and cake. Because what kind of wedding doesn't have food and cake? Sadly, they separated after about a year. Juana admitted that she had spent less than an hour total in his physical company through the entire relationship and had fallen out of love with him fairly quickly once the novelty of him wore off.
Well, I mean, they're in prison.
Yeah. Honeymoon's over, bitch. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Oh, God. So she's by like accounts from the press, an academic. She studies, studying a lot. She's treated as someone close to a folk legend in certain corners of Mexican culture. Songs have been written about her case. Books have been published. She's been the subject of TV shows, including an episode of the Mexican series. I'm not even going to try that. Who wrote a full study of the case titled, quote, "The Little Old Lady Killer," which, I mean, you could also apply that to Dorothea Puente, except the complete opposite direction.
Right.
The Crimes of Mexico's First Female Serial Killer was another one. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the subtitle of it. I'm sorry. But they make the point that the public and media reaction to these murders was shaped less by the body count and more by who the victims were. Being, your abuela, your nana, your fucking great aunt. Like, well, nobody wants to see dead old ladies. That's not fun.
Actually, they, I mean, grandma is like a really esteemed person. It's like grandmas in Mexico and grandmas in Italy are very similar as far as their importance.
Yeah, you know, you're a boiler, you're Nona, like that's the person, like, and again, those are two cultures where you don't put Nana in a nursing home. Nana comes to live with you.
Nana comes live with you. Yep.
You know, and that's honestly, I like that because I love having my family around, and I can see myself doing that when my parents get old, either having them move in with me or moving back in with them to take care of them. I mean, I kind of already do that anyway. But like, these are people that are supposed to be safe because of who they are, you know? And that's kind of where this whole thing ends. You know, she just killed a bunch of old ladies. She was a professional wrestler for a hot minute, and that's kind of why I wanted to cover her too.
Yeah. Well,
you know what?
She was probably around 50-50. I mean, I know the like for her very first match, she got worked pretty hard.
Yep.
And but that didn't freak her out or anything. Yeah, she actually loved it. I mean,
yeah,
and I think that she had actually gotten hurt. This would have been information to talk about earlier in the episode, but
that's
it just popped into my head. But
we'll just PS this shit. It's okay.
Fix it in post. But she had I think she had gotten an injury that kind of, you know, pulled the plug on her wrestling career. But,
and I think she was more like on the independent scene than actually working for a big company. Which is why the pay was so low, and she wasn't working that frequently.
But I think that there were companies, you know, like larger companies that were looking at her.
Oh, probably, yeah.
And yeah, because she was good, and she played the heel really well. Yep. And heel in Mexico, I mean, it means the same thing as it does here, but it's more of an art form in Mexico. It's like you really have to don that persona and be the heel, like everywhere you go, and whatnot. Is, you know, a lot of those luchadors will not even take their mask off in public, like when they're going to the shopping or whatever.
There was a guy that got elected mayor of a city somewhere in Mexico that was a pro wrestler, and they didn't elect him, they elected his gimmick. So he had to stay. He was like he'd go in to be the mayor. He was retired, but he'd have like his suit on, and he would still wear the mask. And actually, there's a guy that I have on my show that I really want to start working on.
Well, you know, Kane is the mayor of Knoxville, right?
For now, because he's making a run for governor of Tennessee.
Oh yeah,
and he will probably
win it. He's been a good mayor from what I understand. So
I'm a big fan. He's, you know, big time libertarian, like Second Amendment guy. I'm in. I'd fucking vote for him. Yeah. There was a guy named Fray Tormenta in Mexico that I need to cover for my show. He was a
What's your
Catholic,
show?
Huh?
What's your show?
My show is called History Goon. But his ring name was Fray Tormenta, and he was a Catholic priest that wrestled professionally, and all of the money that he made went to the orphanage that he ran.
Oh, that's cool.
Does that sound familiar?
Should it?
He's the inspiration for Nacho Libre.
I haven't seen that movie.
Oh yeah, no, it's a terrible movie, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, that's number 3 in our installment of these miserable women that we're going to talk about.
Lethal Ladies, or the bitch binge. I think we could have gotten away with.
We got to find one with a C in it.
I think we could have gotten away with calling it the bitch binge.
Oh no, I've got it. Damn it, I've got it, but I don't want to say it.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, it's a cavalcade of cunts. You can cut it if you want. That's fine. I just had to get it out of my brain.
But yeah. Anyway, all right. Thanks, Kevin, for taking the lead on this one.
Of course.
I like that story. Thanks a lot for listening. We appreciate the absolute hell out of it. And definitely like, share, subscribe, hit the button, do the stuff.
Do the thing.
Feed
the algorithm.
Feed the algorithm. And Comments are great. And if you like us, tell a friend. If you hate us, tell an enemy. And until next week, when we will be doing the third installment, which might be a 2-part episode.
Fourth installment.
The fourth installment.
Yeah.
Of the you derailed me. It might be a 2-part episode. And the fifth one might also be a 2-part episode. Maybe.
And they're both going to be miserable people to talk about.
Yeah.
One of them more so than the other.
This is true.
Yeah.
But anyway, until next week. Later.
Okay, love you. Bye.